are going to be doing a kind of like life update type of video. I'll go ahead and throw out a couple disclaimers. One, I'm sorry about like the echoey noise in this room. I will get to that in a second. And like it's pretty plain back here, the background. I'll get to that in just a second. But I want to start off this video with saying thank you guys so much for all of your messages and comments and just like checking on me, because I have been gone a while now. Haven't posted anything, and we're going to kind of touch into why in this video. I do have the puppies downstairs. They're in their kennels, so you might hear them like tiptoeing around, but we are going to go ahead and start. So I guess we'll go ahead and get the big announcement out of the way. I am pregnant. It's like so exciting and just like surreal at the same time. I found out I was pregnant literally not very long after my last video, and it was just kind of like not a shock. Well, it was a shock because we weren't necessarily trying, but I guess we necessarily weren't preventing either. We just kind of were like, God's timing, like, Lord, whenever you want us to have a baby, that is when we will have a baby. I was feeling really like sluggish, and I just didn't have any type of like any motivation. I was so tired. And what is so weird looking back now is I knew I was pregnant. Like before I even took a test, I just had a feeling. I was like, oh, I think I might be pregnant. I've never been pregnant before. This will be mine and Jason's, my husband's, our first baby, which is super exciting. And I just kind of knew, and I told my husband, I was like, I think I should take a test. And he's like, well, let's just wait a little bit longer. And then I was like, okay, you know, it's been a little while, maybe I should take a test. And he's like, well, let's just wait a little bit longer. I think he was nervous to find out what it was. But we were at Target. We had like a little date night. We were at Target, and I said, I think we need to just go ahead and pick up a test. And he said, okay. So we picked up a test, and I come home, and I took the test, and I laid it on the bathroom sink. And he come in, and he grabbed it. I was like, no, you need to sit that down. I was like, it takes a couple minutes. And he said, oh my gosh, it's already positive. So I had like, of course, like tears of joy, but like also like a little meltdown, because it's scary. I feel like, well, it's scary. I feel like sometimes it can be scary, you know, you just want the baby to be healthy and things to go smoothly. But it was really scary for me because we weren't really expecting that, and it just was like overwhelming, all these emotions. And I was getting really emotional too already, I could tell. So we found out I was pregnant. Of course, like I told my parents and his parents, and like we are terrible secret keepers. So there's no way we were going to like announce with everybody. Plus we live so far away from like my family that I just couldn't wait. We like told immediately. So I remember calling my dad, and I was like, hey, I sent you a picture. And he's like, okay, his friend was there, and he's like, I'll look at it and I'll call you back. Well, my sister, I already told my mom, my sister literally recorded his reaction, and he looked at the picture, which was the picture of the test, and he said, he told his friend, he looked and he was like, well, I'm going to be a grandpa. And then he was like, he like tries to hold things back when I think people are around. But he was really excited and emotional, and he's been really excited about the baby. Even my mom, like, she's ecstatic too. Everybody is. So as of today is February like 23rd. It's Friday. I mean, not February. It's Friday. Like, my brain is like not even existent. It is so crazy. Like, pregnancy brain is super real, and I cannot remember nothing. It is September. I think it's the Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 23rd. It's a Friday. And as of Wednesday, this past Wednesday, which would have been the 21st, I am 11 weeks. So I'm like 11 weeks in a couple days. We did have like our little first ultrasound and stuff. And I'll either try to, I'll try to add the picture, like my ultrasound picture, to this clip, or I am going to share it over on Instagram. And so when this video goes out, I will actually be posting like the little ultrasound picture. And so the baby is healthy, like it's perfect, like the weight that it should be. My due date is April 12th. I feel like there's a lot I want to say, and I probably should have took notes, but April 12th, 2023 is the due date, and it's like it's completely healthy, the baby. Okay, the next thing I want to tell you is about, and I will do like a first trimester wrap up, because it's crazy that soon I will be out of the first trimester. And that's crazy because I've had it rough. That is where I was getting at with the YouTube videos. I've just been exhausted, a little bit flustered, emotional. I've been super sick. The morning sickness has literally kicked my butt. And what's so funny is, like, I talked to my mom, and she had 3 pregnancies, 4 kids. She had twins in one of those pregnancies. She was like, I was nauseous, but I didn't have any morning sickness. I didn't vomit, not one time. And I have been so sick, like emergency room trip for like an IV, like so sick. It's been so miserable. Like around the 7-week mark, really, it really hit me so bad. Like I thought I was dying. And I will go more into this like on my trimester update. They put me on like some nausea medicine, and it gave me terrible nightmares, like to the point where I was so sick in the daytime, the only relief I got was sleeping, and then I was having nightmares that would literally wake me up with like my heart pounding. And so I was like, well, if nighttime when I sleep is the only little bit of relief I get, then I'm not going to suffer those nightmares and be up all night too. So I did have to quit taking those, but yeah, so everything is good. Last thing I'm going to say about this really quickly, and I'll move on to my next life update. We do know we had like the genetic testing done at 9 weeks, and I was closer to 10 weeks, and those results came back. Everything's healthy, like with the genetic, like the birth defects and things, you know, from what they can tell now, everything is great. And we do know the gender. Me and my husband, we don't know the gender. The only person who does is my mom. We're going to have a little like gender reveal / like just family birthday dinner for my mom on the 1st of October. So I will vlog that the best I can, and that will be our like little announcement. I'm so excited. We're doing something super simple because I cannot like plan a whole party. I'm just too excited. We do think it's a girl for some reason. I do think it may be a girl. So does my husband. He really wants a little girl. But of course, if it's a boy, we are just still over the moon that, you know, we're pregnant, and then that the baby's healthy. So that is the biggest update. That is why I've been so absent on here, and I'm so sorry. Again, thank you for everybody who has checked in on me. I knew I wanted to do like a life update video, and it's just like, being so sick, your energy is just like so gone, that I haven't really had the willpower to do it until now. So let's go on to the next life update. The reason I'm so echoey, and I'm so sorry about that, is we are actually moving, which is super exciting. This is a decision that we made. We had been thinking about making this decision for a while now, but after I found out I was pregnant, we really, you know, like started getting things in order. So we are moving. We have a 2-bedroom like townhouse apartment. We are moving out of there finally. Like, I do love the apartment, don't get me wrong. And there was like some wall updates and stuff we were going to do if we did happen to stay. But we are actually buying property near my parents' house, which is so exciting because I am the type of person, yes, I miss my mom, my dad, my sisters, because we were really close growing up. But I love Jason so much that when we moved, I didn't like get homesick. But for some reason, while I've been pregnant, I don't know if it's because like Jason's at work and I don't have family nearby, or like my mom's been through this and I just need like another support system. I have missed them so extremely terrible. And so when we decided to buy this property, it is like a fixer upper. So it's going to be a little while before we get into it. We are staying at right across the street from my mom and dad's house. My grandma owns a house that nobody lives in. It's just an extra house that she owns. It's like in perfect condition. Like it's so great. She actually was like, you can stay in there. So we are staying in my mama's extra house that's literally across the street from my parents. And then our property is like over here. So it's really close where we can like go and work on and do things to the property and to renovate the house. But I'm like, we're just in like almost like a big triangle type, and it's going to be so great. So the reason this room is so echoey is tomorrow is Saturday. My family is coming. My dad's bringing his truck, the trailer. My sister's bringing her like Ford Escape. We're going to load up mine and Jason's cars, and we are going to be moving, and which is so exciting. We have already got everything packed up. There's only a couple big pieces of furniture that I have to take downstairs, and so that is super exciting. We're really excited. I'm excited to be. My husband is really close to my family too. Like literally, my dad treats him like a son. He always says he's got 3 girls and 2 boys, which the second boy is my husband. And so they are over the moon that we're coming back home, because I've mentioned this before, but they do live like almost 2 hours away, and that's just really, really far. So I actually switched my baby doctor to one that's like down there, and we got all that information transferred. We just feel super good about this decision. My husband got a different job, and it's a job he really enjoys. So if you guys, some of you might know, because I think I mentioned in the videos, but he climbs trees for a living, and he like cuts them off the power line, and he will not be doing that anymore. And he does love the work, but I've never talked about this before, but he actually is allergic to poison ivy. Terrible. Like, we'll get it in wintertime. Eats up his arms, and he gets these big boils, and he's got to go get a steroid shot. And it was so bad in the summer that it was to the point where he was getting one every week, every weekend. Have to go to Med Express and get a steroid shot. So that's not good for his health. And even though he loves the work, he felt like it was time to move on to something else. So everything worked out. So he's got the new job. We're moving. Now, the house that we bought with the property, it needs a lot of work done to it. Thank God for my dad. He is like Mr. Fix-It. He can do anything from building to plumbing to the electrical work. He built my mom and dad's house, did everything into it. So thankfully we have him who helps a lot. And then he has a bunch of friends who are contractors and things. So hopefully we can get it. Our goal is to get it done before baby gets here, which that gives us roughly six months almost, a little less than 6. Hopefully we can get that done. But if we can't, like I said, we are living in my mama's extra house that nobody lives in. So it's really not that big of a deal if it's a little bit later than the baby coming. So that is the update. I am so sorry that I have been so absent. Like I said, life is just so crazy right now. Everything literally is happening at one time. All these different big changes, me being so sick. It's just, I put YouTube on the back burner, but I am hopefully back, and I want to document. I'm going to be documenting this pregnancy process. So if that's not your thing, I'm sorry. But I'm going to be doing a lot more vlogs and things. One, I love them. I love to watch them. I actually enjoy filming it, and I like to look back on it. So through this pregnancy journey and, the remodel of their house and things, I want to document that and then have it to look back on. So if that's not your thing, I'm sorry, but that is why my channel is Abigail Richelle, because yes, I do love planners, but I knew that eventually I might want to do something that's a little bit different than just planning. So if that's not your thing, I'm sorry. But there will be some planning videos. I do want to go ahead and do this little disclaimer. Since I've been pregnant, I have only touched my planner maybe like 2 times in the whole like 6.5 weeks that I've been pregnant. I was about 5 weeks when I went to the doctor and they did a blood test. So I have not touched my planner since then. Excuse me. It's just like not, even though I love it, it's literally so, I know this is gonna sound weird, but where I've been so sick and so nauseous, every time I go to touch my planner, I literally get sick. I feel like that is the weirdest thing ever, but it's the truth. I get very sick. And so it just hasn't been like the biggest priority for me right now. I am going to try to get back into doing my planning videos and get those up for you guys because I know you guys love them, and I do love planning. I think it's just like the season of life that I'm in. I don't use it as much, but I am going to try to get back into using my planner like I did before. Right now I'm still technically in like my EC hourly. That's like the planner I'm using, but I'm not really using it. So I'm being like a 100% full honesty here. So that is the update that I have for you guys. I missed YouTube and I missed all of you. Thank you again for checking up on me. Everything is fine. It's just a lot in the past few weeks. So tomorrow, which is the day that you guys are seeing this, I'm pretty sure I'm going to put this up on Saturday. So the day that you guys are seeing this, we're going to be moving, and I'm going to try to vlog as much as possible. So, because I can't really lift a whole bunch, and so we have a whole shroud of helpers that are coming to help, like my sister, my brother, my mom, my dad, and Jason, and maybe somebody else. So there's other people, and I'll try to film as much as possible. So thank you guys so much for watching. I missed every single one of you. Thank you for bearing with me if you made it to the end of this video with this like crazy background and stuff. Like there's not even a background. It's just this blank wall, and I know I'm probably has a bunch of shadows, but I wanted to get this out for you guys. So this is it. This is real life right here, 100%. So thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed, please make sure to like and subscribe. I am going to try to be back as much as possible and document this journey, and of course, you know, bring back some of my planning videos. So thank you again, and I will see you next time. Bye.